Good morning, my people. My name is Chief Strongblood. I am St. Vincent and the Grenadines with the most citizen. I am the highest much my people. All in all, it was another beautiful day for a protest, and I enjoyed every moment of my protest. Let me first remind you the front of my sign says, I don't want the white man's money, the white man's woman, the white man's friendship, and or the white man's faith. And the reverse of my sign says, white man, why have you enslaved the African American, the Latinos, etc.? All in all, it was another beautiful day for protest, and I enjoyed every moment of my protest. Let me first remind you, there is nothing particularly interesting that I should bring to your attention as it relates to my protest. And as you know, when I have protested, and when I have updated you as to what transpired while I protested, it is always my pleasure and my delight to bring to your attention something of a social nature as it relates to St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Uh, when Beryl came along, I realized that I actually had a bit of a purpose in this catastrophe. I realized that I should come and help. And I will always honor Ralph because he told me to come here, right? You must understand that. I nearly made an enormous mistake. And that mistake would have just been to operate inside of Kanawon. But he insisted that I came with him to Union, and he insisted that I invest in Union. He made my life a living hell. Because for the last 12, 14 months, I have endlessly had messages, conversations, photos on WhatsApp telling me the state of progress here in Union. I have 2,796 photos of the progress in Union. I have 1,400 emails on the progress in Union. Give the guy a break, all right? It was just endless. But the point is that I came here because ultimately I realized it was the right thing to do. It was the right thing to come and do something for everybody here, to provide a resource, to provide a team to really help you. And I ask for nothing in return. This is a gift. It's a gift to all of you at a time when you really needed that gift.
Now, before I tell you what I want to tell you, let me just bring you some information that you can double check for yourself. In 1932, acting on behalf of the United States government, a group of white scientists went to a black institution called the Tuskegee University. And they decided that they were going to carry out a syphilis study. Now, in order for you to carry out a syphilis study, then you have to have people in a quantity that will make up a sample that have syphilis. The members of the study sample were non-white. They were all black sharecroppers. Now, the first thing you have to ask, what is or was the sample size? The sample size was about 400 or 500 people. So now you have to ask yourself, how was it possible in 1932 for about 400 black sharecroppers to come down with syphilis? I will tell you this of all the studies I've read about the Tuskegee experiment, no one have ever took the opportunity to ask or such answer for how did all of these sharecroppers within a few miles of the Tuskegee University came down with syphilis. I have a sneaking suspicion that these people were intentionally inflicted with syphilis in order to facilitate the study. The objective of the study was to see how syphilis, the virus that causes syphilis, impacts the body of an individual. So what these scientists did is that they were treating these hundreds of black sharecroppers for the syphilis they allegedly contracted. But instead of giving them a conventional treatment, they were giving them placebos. For those of you who don't know what a placebo is, let me give you a little explanation as to what a placebo is. Let us say you came down with, you have diabetes, and you know what is needed to control the diabetes is insulin. So you go to the doctor, and instead of giving you insulin, the doctor will give you an injection of salt water, and you now think you receive insulin, and your body use that salt water as if it is insulin to regulate your blood sugar. So a placebo is giving a person a medication that will not help him, but because he is of the opinion that he received a medication that will take care of this ailment or that will take care of his pain, his mind take care of the ailment for him and take care of the pain. And these white doctors watch as these black sharecroppers, who was intentionally inflicted with the syphilis virus, they watch them as they deteriorated. They watch how their bodies transform when the syphilis in its pure state ravished their bodies. Some people disintegrated into mental illnesses, and they watch these people suffer and die just because they wanted to find out how syphilis impacts the human body. This run on from 1932 to 1972, when it was discovered and made public, and it come to a halt. These black sharecroppers were happy that the good white doctors were willing to take care of their syphilis problem for free. They were happy. They did not even understand that they were part of an experiment that was going to watch them as they suffer and they die. And remember, syphilis is a disease that can easily be treated. It can be controlled. No one, even in 1932, should ever have died or suffer with syphilis. In the 1800s, some very nice white people went on the Native Americans' reservation, and they provided them with blankets to see them through the winter. This gift was done in the spirit of charity. The American Native people were very happy that their white friends were willing to give them blankets to make the winter a little easier on them, only to discover that those blankets was infected with the smallpox. The American Native people became infected with smallpox, and thousands of the American Native people died. These blankets was intentionally infected with smallpox and given to the American native people because the Caucasians wanted to get rid of them. They wanted their lands, they wanted their gold, and they wanted everything that they had. In the late 1970s, early 80s, some white American doctors went to Africa, and their objective was to bring proper health care to the African continent. You know what they did? They infected the Africans with AIDS and then make up a story and said the African were having sexual intercourse with monkeys and the AIDS virus was transferred from the monkeys to the African. No one ever thought to find out where in the hell did these monkeys contracted the AIDS virus from. But later we found out that these scientists created the AIDS virus in a lab in the United States of America, and they went to Africa to experiment on the African because they wanted to see how the AIDS virus will operate and behave in the natural environment. Later, millions of people around the world contracted AIDS, suffered, and died only because the white men created a virus and wanted to see how it will react in the natural world. Later, they did the same thing with Ebola. And when the spread started Ebola in Africa, and the Africans start dying, they send in their doctors to try to help the poor Africans. Ebola did not have no cure. It was a new disease. So how is it that the African were dying from Ebola? It was such a contagious disease, easily spread. But the white American doctors who were rendering AIDS to the African who was sick with Ebola were not getting ill. Something was wrong here, or something was right. Ebola was supposed to be a new disease that started in Africa. Ebola was supposed to be a new disease that started in Africa. Yet, the doctors that came from America, that went to Africa to take care of those Africans that contracted Ebola, were given the antidote to Ebola. That is why they didn't get ill. And then, one of the doctors that were in Africa attending to those people with Ebola became ill with Ebola. Immediately, they flew that doctor from Africa to Texas. And when the doctor was in Texas, they gave him a serum. And he was immediately healed from the Ebola virus and the illness of the Ebola virus. He was a first person to recover after contracting Ebola. I am not lying. These information is right there in the public domain. You can go on the internet and find these things. In every instance I told you about here, the people who were the victim of Caucasians' evil were happy that the white people came to render help to them. But they never rendered help to them. They were making their condition worse because in the case of the Ebola, they had a serum, they had a cure for Ebola, but they never make it available to the Africans. They watch them as they suffer and they die helplessly. They had the world believing that there was no cure for Ebola. It was something new. But Ebola was a virus that was created in a lab. They intentionally spread it in Africa to see how it would operate in the natural environment. And their whole objective was to decimate the African population send in the Caucasians as humanitarians to take care of business and steal the wealth of the African continent. Every year, Europe and America sends billions upon billions of dollars to the African continent. Yet, no matter how much billions of dollars they send into the African continent as aid, the African continent cannot improve in any form, politically, socially, economically. They are in the same condition they were 50 or 60 years ago. Every year, America and Europe send millions upon millions of dollars to Haiti. Yet Haiti cannot come better. All I'm trying to say is history have taught us that anytime a white man or the white community do anything good or appear to be good to any other nation, it is for the detriment of that nation and for the betterment of that white person or nation. My people, I don't know Ian Wace, but all I know about Ian Wace is that Ian Wace is a white man. Let me tell you what the Bible says about the white men and white people in general. The Edomites of Bible times are the Caucasians in today's world. The Edomites, and then we hear the word Edomites in the Bible. They are speaking about the Caucasians of today's world. They changed their name from the Edomites to the Caucasians. Malachi chapter 1, verse 2 to 4, the Most High God says, he hated Esau, the father of the Edomites. He said in plain, easy language, I hate Esau, the father of the Edomites. Esau is the father of the Edomites. And he said, he will have indignation to the Edomites forever. Indignation means anger. Anger is short-term hate. If you're going to be angry with someone forever, it means that you downright hate them. And your hate for them will last forever. So the Most High God say he hate the father of the Caucasians, Esau, and he hate the Caucasians and he will hate them forever. In Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68, it says there that your enemies are those people who bought you as slave. Your enemies are those people who bought you as slaves. Speaking about the Caucasians. So the Most High God told to Moses, even before this thing came to pass, that the Caucasians are the enemies of the Israelites. Who are the Israelites in St. Vincent and the Grenadines? The Israelite is every Carib, whether you're Garifuna or Kalinago. The Israelite is every black man whose foreparents were slaves. We are the Israelites. Deuteronomy chapter 17 says that the Israelites must never put one who is not of their own people to rule over them. Vincent put Ralph Gonsalves and James Mitchell consecutively to rule over them. Two people who are from the nation that the Most High God said he hates. Is there any reason that there's so much violence in St. Vincent and the Grenadines? Is there any reason that the Edomite Ralph Gonsalves is ensuring that the children of the Most High God suffers in poverty and in sickness? Look at all these people who are coming out with cancer and are being murdered foolishly. You think that is normal? That is not normal, my friend. It is not normal. It is the punishment that is coming from the Most High God. Look at all of those young police and nurses who are dying like flies. You know why they're dying? They receive gifts. In most cases, their job at the hands of Ralph Gonsalves. They pay for their gift with their lives and their souls. The best example I want to give you. Look at the rock gutter incident. Look at the parents of the children that perished in the rock gutter incident. And you will see those parents either receive promotion, job, or something that they didn't deserve at the hands of Rod Gonsalves. And they sacrificed their children for their gifts. Those parents and guardians were afraid to die, so they allowed their children to die in their stead. My people, I'm not telling you what to do, but all I'm telling you is that you're going to pay a high price for the actions that you take and make. Do you think it is normal for a prime minister of a country to be following around a white man in the form of Ian Reese in the same way Rob Gonsalves is following Mr. Reese around like a puppy dog? Do you think that is normal? Have you ever seen any other prime minister in the Caribbean did that to anyone? Have you ever seen any other prime minister in the African continent do that to anyone? Have you ever seen any leader of Haiti do that to anyone? My people, something is terribly wrong. My name is Chief Strongblood. I am St. Vincent and the Grenadines' favorite and most hated son. I'm the diaspora matrix. My people, like this video, share this video, leave a comment on this video. Let me know what are your thoughts about what was said here. Remember, there are many more videos like this right here. Go down and peruse those videos and let me know what are your thoughts about those videos. Remember to like or subscribe based on which social media platform you are viewing this video from. My name is Chief Strongblood and I will talk to you on Friday.